Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. We live stream here every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'd love for you to follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow or subscribe wherever you're watching from to keep our music family growing. And don't forget to like, make a comment, and share each show to help support these incredible artists.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I changed it up a little bit, and welcome to Carolyn's Corner. I'm so glad you guys and gals are here tonight, and if you're not, I'm confident you're on your way. We're doing an earlier show tonight so that I can bring you this incredibly talented young man. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce you. I do believe it's time to introduce you to our guest. Please give a big round of applause. If you were here, I know you'd be going crazy. Calm down, everybody. With us tonight, we have Mr. Jack Nelson. Let me make sure I got his name right. I don't want to mess up. Here we go. Let me bring him on the screen. Hi, Jack.
How are you?
I'm doing great. So good to see you. You know, every time I meet somebody named Jack, it reminds me I had an old friend, my next door neighbor years ago, an older guy. Even back then, he was older than me. And I used to say, "Hi, Jack," across the fence. And he'd say, "Don't say that in an airport." And I always stuck with me. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. I really am. Why don't you, if you don't mind, start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, Jack?
Oh man, that's a really
so
open-ended question. There's a lot to tell. I'm definitely a jack of all trades. I've done a lot of things over the years, and I was born down in Corpus Christi, Texas. I was raised off of the King Ranch down there until I was about 10 years old. And then we moved up to Dallas. I got my first guitar when I was 4. My dad sang in a Tejano band while we were growing up. And so that kind of helped plant the seed of me playing music full time. And I don't remember not playing and singing. Something it's like an old friend that's been with me my whole life.
Yeah.
And, so as I grew up, I had a rock band in high school, and I went on to do all kinds of stuff. It was just the guitar was just something I always had with me. I never ever intended on it being my full-time career, and it wasn't until I got out of the Navy in 2012 I started picking up just kind of hobby gigs here and there along the way. And
right.
As I was finishing up my degree in college, I noticed that I was being able to pay the bills by just doing the music thing. And, I thought, well, I could go sit in a corporate office somewhere and, work for the man and, be under somebody else's thumb.
Right.
And, not get to pick my own schedule or anything like that. Or I could be a broke musician, but still get by and be fine and do that and be free. And so the cost of freedom is basically a 401k, and I don't need that yet.
So right. Absolutely.
Figure that out. So I've been full time on the road as a singer songwriter, musician, fronting a band since 2012. So about 14 years now, and just been rocking and rolling. Our first album out of the gate was called Letterbuck. We put that out in 2015. And from that, we were able to garner 3 number ones in the Texas Texas radio scene in general. And then we were nominated for 9 different awards off of that album here in the Texas scene. And then we spent a long time before I started releasing new projects. And it wasn't until 2020 I started releasing stuff more on my solo project kind of stuff, and we dropped band from the name because I was using not my road band anymore. We were using High Caliber Studio guys that we had met.
You dropped band? Oh, sorry. I think I said the Jack Nelson band, but go ahead.
Well, no, it's still jacknelsonband.com.
Right.
So, all our socials are at Jack Nelson Band. It's kind of an ode to those original 4 guys that were with me at the very beginning. And so now my longest standing member is my drummer, and he actually joined right after the Letterbuck album, dropped. So he's been with me for I guess a little over 10 years, almost 11 years.
Wow. That's a long time, really, for a band. I mean, for a guy in a band to stay together,
Yeah. So, and because I realized in the first 2 years of fronting a band and doing the whole thing, it's like I started counting. In 2 years alone, I had 27 different musicians behind me just within those 2 years for different shows. And I, constantly trying to train somebody else up and do something else, because we're musicians, we're not super reliable. And, some of them have a lot of life stuff that they need to go, prioritize.
Life gets in the way, absolutely.
Yeah, or they're getting a better offer from a bigger name in the industry, and who am I to hold them down? Like, go, play those super huge shows, and maybe it'll come back someday. And it has in several ways. This year I'm the 2026 CMA of Texas Vocalist of the Year, so that's pretty cool. And
that is huge. I think that's really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was such a big accomplishment, and it's an honor to be recognized by the industry here. And like, one of the things that I really like about it the most is that, like, the CMA of Texas, it's not a popularity contest. It's
not. I know.
It's musicians that are that are a part of the industry. It's your peers that are all voting and looking at what everybody else is doing, and they're really shining a spotlight on that. And that's what I really like about it, is that it's not because I came up with some gimmicky song somewhere. It's because they're really acknowledging.
You got your peers, exactly, and professionals voting on you. So that's huge. I agree. I know somebody that was inducted into that same hall of, well, I believe that's what it was. I might be wrong. The Bo Walker of the Bo Walker Band. Do you know him? Yeah. He's related to us. Well, technically. And then he was inducted, and that was so cool. I think it was CMA of Texas. I might be wrong. It might have been the Texas Hall of Fame. I don't know.
They work together.
Yeah, that's so cool. Wow. And it's a huge accomplishment. I know I was just like blown away to hear that he got that. And I'm so proud of you for doing that, Jack. That's big. I mean, that's really big. You strive your whole life, and you're like,
it's being on Carolyn's corner. But,
it's a close second.
Yeah.
So speaking of Carolyn's corner, I had your friend. This is how I found you. I'm a little spy. Normally, I'm not a spy. Really, I'm not. But I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw my friend Jeff Canada. He's been on my show twice. I saw an episode of you on his show, and I said, wow, he looks like a great guest. So I contacted Jeff. Jeff, get Jack, see if he can come on the show. And I'm so glad it worked out.
Yeah, I appreciate it so much. I really appreciate you being patient with me on the emails.
Oh, no problem. It's okay. It happens. I was thinking to myself, I know you're crazy busy.
Yeah,
you are crazy busy.
I absolutely, like, speaking of Jeff, I absolutely love his just raw, unfiltered self that he
is.
Confident and proud to put out and just do the thing. And that, sometimes that's what it takes. He's a pot stirrer, and he's really good at stirring that.
He is. He really is. He made one of my audience members very upset, and it was like, he didn't mean to. And I'm like, oh gosh, he was just being himself and telling the truth. And it was bad, but it doesn't matter. I tried to I was like, oh, I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh gosh.
It takes a certain kind of confidence just to talk to Jeff sometimes.
No, he did. Yeah. You really have to be secure. And I was a little nervous, but you know what? He's a great guy. I really like him. And I like that quality about him, because a lot of people, including myself, most of the time, I'm shy, I shy away from saying anything controversial or anything, because I don't want to upset anybody, because that's just how it is, and he's not afraid of it, which is good. I mean, that's not a bad thing. We need all types of people in this world. Yeah. And I did not know, and maybe I didn't read it close enough. I'm so sorry, Jack, but you were born in Corpus. See, that's where I met my husband. How long were you in Corpus? I bet I know a lot of the same people you do that we have had on the show probably.
Well, so I was born there, and then we lived in a little bitty town south called Rivera.
Okay.
10. That was from 88 to 98. And then
wow.
I actually moved back down to Corpus. I lived off the Louisiana Avenue there from 2016 to 2017, or late 15 to 27, where I ended up planting roots up here in College Station. So
that's cool. Oh man, and College Station is so pretty. Yeah. Our kids are still up in Corpus Christi, and we're in Beeville, which is about an hour north of Corpus. So
Yeah.
yeah, our kids are still there, and I've had I bet you're bound to know, and if you don't, it's okay. But I had Ty Dietz on the show, and
Oh
oh
yeah.
my goodness, what a great guy he is! I had a bunch of people. Oh, is that? Oh yeah,
The
and
Tootsie
it's
Roll
so
Pop
funny.
Indian that he uses for all his logos.
Yes, and it's so cool, Jack, because I had kept hearing the name Ty, and I know the show's not about Ty, but I just thought it was funny because my son went fishing with him, just like as a friend. You might even know my son. And my son said, he said, I'm not going to ask because, that's your stuff, because I'm his mom. You know how it is. And to come on the show. And he eventually came on the show, but my son became good friends with him and they still go fishing occasionally.
Very
just
cool.
for the fun of it. That's
yeah,
so cool.
I've done
Yeah.
several little pickup gigs with Ty, or I did during that time when I was down there in the area. Just super awesome, dude. I know he was always not to overshare, but he was always a little envious that I would go travel and play all over the rest of the stuff, and he had to stay in Corpus because the lawman made him. So.
I know, and he is so talented. He even came.
Oh, very so.
He came to the radio show in Beeville. You know what? You should. I know you're in. I'd love for you to come to Beeville if you ever get a chance, and we'll do a live show. That would be so cool.
Yeah,
we enjoyed having him, and I would enjoy having you there live. I don't do the show live there very much because it's just easier to do it here from the house. But my husband goes over there and puts it on the air, except for tonight we didn't do it because our other DJ's doing his show. What else was I going to ask you? Hold on, I know. So first of all, thank you for your service. I wrote down some stuff that's very important while you were talking. I have got a bad memory, Jack.
Oh no, thank you. No, that's
it's so bad. So yeah, we've had a lot of people from Corpus and the surrounding areas. A lot of them. We even had the guys from Executive Surf Club. Josh and Jimmy, the ones that run. We've had them. We have David Garcia. We've had as many as I could get.
Oh wow.
The East and the Crow. They've been on my show so many times. I just love them guys. Do you know them?
Super cool. Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, they just messaged me. They got another new song. So that's so cool. And the last time we did a live show, I think we've had a few of those artists come down, but it's been a long time ago. So anyway, that's so cool. And I didn't realize you were from Corpus originally. That's what I get for not doing my homework.
Wow. Super small world, especially.
It is.
Especially
it really.
Like it's everybody seems to cross paths, pretty regularly, and the music industry of itself. Like the older I get, the smaller it gets. So it's.
Yeah, I think so. And you are making huge waves. You really are making huge waves. I was so impressed with your music. I normally don't sit there and listen to, because I feel like I'm busy, and I'm not that busy, Jack. Don't tell anybody. But I feel like I am. I'm making all these arts and crafts, see all this stuff behind me. I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, tonight I'm going to sit there and listen, because you said in your email, I would be interested to see which song, struck your fancy. And I've actually got 6 songs that I downloaded. But there was one in particular, I listened to the whole thing almost, and I was like, wow. And I don't know if I should tell you now or just, you know what, I'm going to tell you. The title is Lullaby.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. This has to be Lullaby.
Yeah, it's so, well, maybe it's just because I'm a female and an older lady, But well written. Did you wrote all those lyrics as well?
That is a song I wrote that's a songwriter's song right there. And
it is.
It's pretty much, of the songs that I have released, that is probably the one that I'm most proud of in the writing, because of how well it was all able to just kind of fall together for me and, work out the way it does. Like, I absolutely love that song, and I don't get to play it live enough because it's such a down tune, but,
oh, I don't know. I think you should play it live all the time. I really do, because it resonated with me. And maybe it's just because, like I said, I'm just an old female. But it's so cool the way you put that together. I was very, very impressed. Yes. And, of course, I have 5 other great songs. And, I mean, all of them are great. I'm not saying that. But that's the one extra that I picked out because I listened to a bunch of them. I liked them all. But I said, well, I can't do all of them. We don't have enough time. Yeah. So the ones that I did pick out, of course, we have Roadrunner. That is the song I made the ad out of. Great song. Oh, my goodness. Such a good song. Long Way to Huntsville. I watched a little bit of that video. Excellent.
Fun.
Texas dance halls. I love it, man. I love them all. They're really good. Honky Tonk Angel, and then Cry for Mama. I had to pick that out. I didn't even listen to it yet. I started it and then I stopped it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna be surprised.
Yeah.
And then of course Lullaby. So what do you say we get started and let folks out there? Let me check the comments, see if anybody's here, because we're doing the show earlier than normal. I hope somebody's here. Let me check. If not, they'll come back and watch the rewinds. Here we go. Okay, let me see who's here. Priscilla Tippin, she said, hi, my friend. Well, hello, Priscilla. Where have you been? So good to see you. All I see is your little bobblehead, but I'm glad that you're here. So, Jack, they're this big. Can you see them? They're that. Can you see the comments?
No, I'm not seeing
Let
that.
me put it. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can see it. See that? Do you see it now?
I don't.
Oh, darn it. Y'all, all this time I thought the guests could see the screen. Never mind, Jack. That's embarrassing. Oh, Lord. Anyway, it's Priscilla Tippin.
I found it. You
found it? Good. Okay, she said, hi, my friend. Hello, Priscilla. This is Jack Nelson. He's joining us tonight. I'm super excited. And down below Priscilla, we have our good friend, an incredible Christian singer-songwriter, Mr. Jerry Bradley. He was actually my co-host for a while. He's up in, where you at, Jerry? Virginia? No, South Carolina, North Carolina. Jerry, remind me, because you know my memory is so bad. I'm so glad you're here, Jerry. Thank you. He said, hey, Carolyn, good to see you. And he is always the one that tried to keep me in line. And it's impossible. It's impossible. I'm telling you. He was like, keep going. Come on, quit stopping. Quit talking over people.
I love that he's a Christian singer-songwriter and
yes.
Kind of gospel writer. That is definitely high on my bucket priority list of I'm pretty sure once I'm done with the project that I'm working on right now, that's the next move I want to do. I do want to at least have one good either praise and worship or gospel or country gospel album or something. Like it's
man, that would be so cool. And he is a veteran, big time. He supports veterans, and I know you're a veteran. I think that's beautiful. Did I say thank you for your service? I think I did.
You did.
Good.
Thank you for your time.
I think his journey in music, more than anything, started when he wrote a book of poetry to the veterans, and it just escalated and just evolved from there. And he's just amazing. He goes all over the country. At least he did. I don't know if he's still able to do that, but just talking to veterans and helping them, PTSD survivors, and all this stuff. So he's just a great asset to everyone. So he said, let me read these now. Let's see. You are not old. You're like fine wine that gets better with time. Well, thank you, Jerry. See, he knows what he has to say. You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. He's a great guy.
North Carolina. So, if you have those songs, Jerry, send them over to me. I'd be happy to look at them and listen to them.
Yeah, he's got some really good songs. He does. And Priscilla said, been here, busy with the kids. I know, honey. Mm-hmm. I have songs for you. Jerry, thank you. Yeah. I came in late on you all talking. I heard Corpus. Is he from Corpus? Yes, he was born in Corpus, and I didn't even know that. My research team is really slacking. Okay, I'm the research team. I always make it sound like, Jack, that I have this big team. It's me and my husband. So, truth be told, I always feel better when I say we, because it's like.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you and your husband are a we.
Yeah, there's two of us, so it's we.
Yeah.
My poor husband puts up with all of this stuff. So Jerry said, cool. Yeah, definitely send them this way, Jerry, and I can get them to him or we'll talk about it later. So let's get into these songs, Jack. Okay. First of all, and second of all, thank you for being here. I want to make sure you know that I appreciate it so much, and I'm proud of you, man. So cool. So the first song I would like to feature, since we have it in here already, is the Roadrunner song. And I made the ad out of that. Normally I save the ad songs for later. But tell me about this song, what inspired it, who wrote it, et cetera, anything you want to share.
So I wrote it head to tail. We trying to remember, this was post trip. So my wife and I had just got done doing a summer tour. So every year for the last 10 years, 11 years now, during the summer, I do what's called the Rocky Mountain Run, where we drive all up and down the Rocky Mountain states, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, and play shows. And for the first, I would say 8 or 9 years, it was I was taking the whole band with me, and we were kind of full blown touring it. And then in about 21, 22, I think it was 22, for that year, I was like, you know what, let's throttle it back. Let's just do me, the wife, and the dog, and we'll do a solo run and just kind of make it like a workcation kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so as we were packing for that trip, is actually I was in the middle of stuff in my bag when song lightning happened, and I had to sit
Yeah,
down
it does, doesn't it?
immediately and write down the song "Going Places," which ended up being the title track for the album that Roadrunners.
Yeah.
And so I was, thinking about all the other musicians that do what we do, and travel and talk and see each other and all of that stuff. And so I sat down and wrote "Going Places," and then we went on this awesome summer tour. A lot of places that we had seen before. Some of these places were new, and
Wow.
I got back, I was thinking about all of the different places that we had come from, and primarily in that Wyoming, Idaho borderline where the Teton Mountains are is kind of one of our favorite places in the whole world.
Oh yeah, I bet. Oh, I bet it's so beautiful.
It is. And so immediately when we got back, I had just picked up my son, and he was playing Red Dead Redemption, the video game, in the living room, and I was sitting behind him just kind of plucking on the guitar, and I was like, I'm gonna write him some theme music. And so I started making the noise that would later become Roadrunner. And as I was doing that, I started writing down all the places that we had just came from, and I pieced it all together to tell this story that's a tale of two lovers, essentially, of the two Roadrunners, and meeting and doing the whole thing, and painting this picture of a wonderful place up in the mountains, and them starting a family together. And so immediately after that, I think 2 weeks later, I already had studio time scheduled with Jody Bartula, who produced that whole record in his studio. If you don't know who Jody Bartula is,
I was just going to ask you, how'd you know that? I really was. Because I'm a songwriter too, and I'm always on the look for something that's close by that I could utilize.
Oh yeah, and so Jody is he's primarily a fiddle player, but he also hosts a songwriter retreat that we do out in West Texas every year and stuff like that. He plays the fiddle for a little local act out of Huntsville, the Cody Johnson Band. And
little act. That's not that little, Jack.
So
just that little one. You know who I'm talking about.
Me and Jody get together. When we started the Going Places project, and Roadrunner was one of the first ones out of the gates. Like, I've got to record this song. Like, it's super. Has that old Western vintage vibe with it.
It does.
And so between him and Seth, who did the mixing and mastering, those two guys got together and just, really helped me create that more bigger psychedelic Western vibe that we were able to cultivate out of that song. And it just super cool. Whenever I got the first mixes back, I was listening to it, and I told him, I was like, man, I can't wait to hear Roadrunner on headphones. He was like, you haven't heard it on headphones yet? I was like, no, I was just listening to it through my speakers. And he's like, dude, put these in. So it's like plugged them in, and what they've done sonically with everything on that song has just been super cool. I mean, it's everything. We couldn't have made it any better. Like
that is so cool.
And that's part of why that Roadrunner is so prominent on the cover of the Going Places album, is because that song is just such a crown jewel of that album because of how well it's created, and just what it is. It's a work of art in and of itself. So I really wanted to put that,
I agree. And it makes me wish that I would be wearing headphones right now. And man, that's so cool. And I like the way you said, what did you say? The lightning hit you. And that's amazing that you were able to go right away while it's fresh, basically right away, and get it done. Man, that's so cool, because get it while the iron's hot. Hit it while the iron's hot, what they say. Oh, that's so cool. I can't wait for people to hear this. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments, Jack. And I'm sorry, I try not to interrupt, but I always do. It's like I try not to, but I still do. So I'm sorry, did you say something?
Oh yeah, it doesn't look like anybody else has chimed in yet.
Okay, so y'all get ready for this. You all, or y'all all, whatever you want to say. This is Roadrunner by Jack Nelson, or the Jack Nelson Band. Well, how would you rather me refer to you, Jack Nelson?
Jack Nelson.
Okay, or I might just call you Jack, but okay, Jack Nelson. All right, all right.
Don't call me late for dinner.
Exactly, that's what I always say. If you saw me full, you're gonna be like, oh yeah. Okay, let's play this, the Roadrunner, and I'm gonna mute your mic as we do. But you'll be on the bottom unless you want to go out of the room. Just let me know. Wait, no big deal. Here we go. Okay, folks. Here is Roadrunner.
He grabs his guitar as he's heading towards the door, playing to a place where they're always wanting more, saying, here I go, running down the road. He sings the songs and then they turn on all the lights. They send him on, off into the night, singing, here I go, running down the road. Yeah, road runner, hit that westward road towards the Absarokas and the Yellowstone. In Idaho, I will be waiting for you, for I'm a road runner too. She packs a bag by the early dawn's light. She's packed heavy, no, she ain't packing light, singing here I go, running down the road. She says out loud, pushing that pedal to the floor, I got my rig, I don't need nothing more, so here I go, running down the road. Yeah, road runner, hit that westward road towards the Absarokas and the Yellowstone. In Idaho, I will be waiting for you, for I'm a road runner too. They met upon the highway in that lonesome winter snow. In an avalanche they nested in Idaho. Asked a few roadrunners of their own, then sent them down the road. Singing roadrunner, hit that westward road from the Absarokas and from Yellowstone. In Idaho I will be waiting for you, for I'm a roadrunner too. Yes, I'm a roadrunner too. Yeah, roadrunner, hit that westward road from the Absarokas on the Yellowstone. In Idaho, I will be waiting for you, for I'm a roadrunner too. Yes, I'm a roadrunner too. Yes, I'm a roadrunner too.
Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. We live stream here every Tuesday at 7.
Oh my goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me get back to where I was. Sorry,
It's
I
been
got
a while
carried away with the
since
buttons. Hold on just a second. Let me see. Okay.
It's been a while since I've watched that music video.
That is an excellent video. Sorry about all the mistakes. They're not mistakes. They're just little tiny little blip, blip, blitz. That is an excellent video. I really like that. I like the way, man, the whole thing, the song is amazing. I like the way they did like I don't know what you call it, like a caricature, cartoonish looking you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
That is
I did
really
all.
cool. The what? I'm sorry.
I did all of that.
Man.
That's my son in the beginning, and then that's me in the middle, and then that's my dad at the end. And so we're all wearing, the same stuff, and then I'm able to go in and digitize us and then merge us in and out together. And that video of the traveling down the road stuff, that's actually the $1 Million Highway in Southwest Colorado. So I had my motorbike and I had my camera mounted on the front, and I just did a time lapse of the whole drive up, and I wasn't even intending to use it in a music video. I just thought it would be cool content to have for whatever. And then once I started working on the Roadrunner stuff, I was like, oh, this would be really cool if I could take all of this footage and redesign it to make it fit the song. And so that's what I did.
Wow. Well, you're not only a great singer, but you're a great artist. I mean, well, you're a great artist like for music, but man, you're talented in every area. That's a huge deal, Jack. So y'all, I know who I'm calling next time. I'm going to call Jack and say, Jack. Oh my gosh. That is so great. Let's check the comments. So Jerry Bradley said, cool. I think we addressed that one. Priscilla, yes, he was born in Corpus. She said, wow, I was born and raised there. I need to hear your songs. Okay, now let's keep going. Good evening, sweet friend. Good evening, Miss Deb Anderson. Oh, I'm so glad you came in, honey. I know the show's a little early tonight, so I was worried that y'all weren't going to see it. Amanda, oh my gosh. Now, Jack, Amanda is one of the very first guests that I had on my show, and you are it's crazy to me. You are season 5, so you are number 202 shows that we've done. It's mind-blowing. I'm telling you, I can't even believe it. I'm like, where, when, who, okay.
Hats off to you for staying consistent with it.
Thank you. People put up with me for that long. I've had so many incredible artists. When you get a chance, I tell everybody, go to the YouTube page and check out some of the artists. It's mind-blowing. I mean, really it is. Man, it's good. I just had the Graves brothers on last week. Talk about amazing. I was blown away. They are amazing.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, it was so cool. I was nervous though, Jack. I'm not even nervous about, not that you're not amazing. I don't mean it like that. No matter how I say it, it's going to come off wrong. But I was nervous. So Priscilla said, I love it. I do too, right? Me too. So talented. Man, I'm so blessed. I really am. It's so cool to be able to share this with people and let them see what you got. It's just a cool job I got. It's a job. It's more of a big time hobby is what it is. And I love it. So let's go to the next song because I know you have somewhere you need to be, right?
At some point.
Okay. So I don't want you to be late. So let's go to the next song.
Good.
The next one is Long Way to Huntsville. Now everybody knows what's in Huntsville. One of the main things if you're in Texas. Tell them about this song, please, Jack.
So when I had just got out of the Navy in 2012, I was driving up to Dallas Fort Worth and on I-45, and I saw a fellow on the side of the road that needed a ride. So I said, hop in. We'll drive in the truck on the way up there. But I learned a few things on that trip. Number one, don't pick up hitchhikers outside.
I was going to say.
Because you never know what you're going to get. And it was a really interesting conversation. He wanted to regale me with the story of how he wound up in the sleepy little town of Huntsville. I was attending one state institution there. Beat 'em up cats, go Sam Houston, and he was attending the other state institution, which if you're not familiar, Huntsville is the prison capital of Texas.
Texas, yeah.
And so the story that he told me while we were in is what I ended up writing and cultivating into the song. And one of the things that he told me was it doesn't matter where in the state of Texas that you get arrested on a state jail felony. If you're going into the Texas prison system and you get arrested, whether it's here or El Paso, they have to process you out in Huntsville, either the paperwork way or the other way, you know what I mean? And so Huntsville.
Somebody rewind that. Did we? Okay, keep going. Oh my. You've been around me too long already, Jack. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry. Oh my God, that made me laugh so hard.
Kind of the gist of it. So no matter where you go down, get arrested in the state of Texas, it is a long way to Huntsville. So
wow, cool. Yeah, absolutely. And isn't there signs on the side of the road that say "Do not pick up hitchhikers"?
Not as many as you would think.
Because I've seen those somewhere, some prison.
Take me out to it to show me where it was.
Yeah, really. Well, there may I know I've seen them because there's a prison here in Beeville too. There's two of them. Well, one here. And I've seen signs, but I just don't remember what prison they were near. But I remember it saying that, and I was like, "Ooh, remind me not to pick up hitchhikers." Wow. Well, I'm so glad that you're still here to tell the story then, and that you were still able to write the song. Praise God. Thank God you're okay. I mean, they're just, it's just another person, but things can happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So Deb said, thank you for your service. And Jerry said, Jack, I sent you a Facebook message.
Perfect.
Okay. So that's Jerry Bradley, just so you'll remember, because it's not like you don't have thousands of fans trying to get at you like, oh, we need to get Jack Nelson. Maybe. You probably do. So let's play this song. I wouldn't doubt it. Tell him, no, I'm busy. I was so glad that you responded to me. I was so blessed. Okay, here we go, y'all. Let me make sure. I always look to make sure I got it written down over here. Long way to Huntsville, not long ride, long way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Here we go. Now I get to download these, and because I made myself in charge of the clicker, which is probably not a good idea, Jack. But give me a second. Here we go. Long way to Huntsville.
I believe in you.
Thank you, Jack. I'm glad somebody does. Here we go. Here we go.
Staring at these four walls for 4 years now. Still got a ways to go before they let me out. And it seems like a lifetime since I walked into this place. Shackles on my hands, my feet, and shame on my face. It's a long way to Huntsville, and here I'm stuck in this cell. Yeah, 45 got me here. So the only thing quick about jail was getting here. I was planning what seemed to be the perfect life, till I caught another man in bed with my wife. And I said as I heard that old hammer click, I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. But it's a long way to Huntsville, and here I'm stuck in this cell. Yeah, 45 got me here. So the only thing quick about jail was getting here.
Wow. I did it the right order this time. Close that, then opened us. Wow, that is such a good video, such a good song, man. It's a good song. I really like the guitar in it. And to me, you're like, did I unmute you? Hold on, whoops. Okay, now I did.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I have the ultimate power. I can make Wow, man, that's so cool. Yeah, the guitar in it is amazing. All the music is great. But I was watching you play that, and I'm like, dang, I have a guitar. It looks at me, and I go, hello, guitar, and that's it. I don't play music.
Riff is where that song started. Off of the, I had that riff, had that experience with the hitchhiker, and like, let's put that in there. That's cool.
Man. Isn't that cool how everything happens for a reason? You ran into that guy for a reason. I mean, that is a good song. It really has got a great beat. I was over here jamming. I was chair dancing. I don't dance regularly. I just chair dance. So don't worry.
Little shuffle.
Yeah, absolutely. So beautiful. Let me check the comments real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Jody at the house. Not good. Thank you for your service. Wait, Jody at the house. Not good. What? Jody at the house. Not good. Okay, Jerry. I'm reading it twice to make sure. Okay, who's Jody and why is it not good?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Okay. I know, right? That's a good title for a song, Jody at the house, not good. So I wrote down one of your lines to that song. What was it? And the song. Dang it, Jack. That was really good, by the way. Not good. I mean, I wouldn't want it to happen to my worst enemy. I don't even have any enemies, but
thank you.
That's sad.
Yeah, I was Kelsey Yao out of Midland, Texas, came out and helped us. Like, we started a lot of the shots we did out in Big Spring and Midland, and then she came all the way down to shoot the rest of it there in Huntsville, and so that's where you're getting all those scenic stuff. And she took my direction really well. It was like, here's my storyboard. Here's how I want to shoot. This is what I want these different shots to look like. And she nailed everything like perfectly. She's just such a great cinematographer. And then she came in and just edited it all the ways that it was supposed to be done and just like perfect. So like, I love what Kelsey has done with that video. It's really good. And like I said, I don't sit around and watch my videos very often, so this is a nice little trip.
Yeah, you're getting to relive those moments. That's beautiful, man. And I the fact that you use the word storyboard, I'm like, okay, this guy is way up here. Storyboard. I don't have a storyboard. I have a story. Man, that's cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, Jack. But I'll sit down and I'll hand draw what I want every shot to look like for each video. Typically, like we did that for the Honky Tonk Angel video. We did that for A Long Way to Huntsville. The Roadrunner and Texas Dance Halls are the only two that I didn't really do that with because I was like, I know it's going to be kind of hodgepodgey anyway.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm glad you do that because you're directly involved and it's coming out the way you envisioned it, which is beautiful. So let me see. Deb said, really good song. And Jerry's explaining, he said, Jody is who we call the person messing with your wife while you are deployed, etc. Judy, F-U, ER. I got you. It's an old military thing. See? Yeah. I'm learning all kinds of stuff.
Primarily, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Now, the one line I wrote down, I like them all. I really did. I like the song, but this one just caught my ear. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yeah, so
cool.
I borrowed that from actually this little patch right behind me here. That's my SEER School patch.
Nice.
When I was in the Navy, and SEER School is a survival training section that you go through where they basically train you to be a POW, and they take you out in the wilderness, and it stands for survive, evade, resist, and escape. And that was one of the things that they would say was, like, you do what you got to do in order to get through, because you'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6 at the end of the day. So, like, you may have to sit in front of a jury of 12 people to explain why you did what you did, but that's still better than being carried off in a box.
Yeah.
So it was something that always kind of stuck with me, and it fit in the song perfectly. And,
it did. And I'm sure it's ingrained in you, I'm sure, after hearing it so many times.
Oh yeah, and they beat you up pretty good over there.
Yeah. And thanks again for your service and your sacrifice. That is a tough school. That's what Jerry said. Jerry knows all about it. Jerry was a high-ranking officer. I believe he was in the. Were you in the Navy? I can't remember if it was Navy or Airport. Yeah, yeah, he was a high-ranking officer. Like my husband even said, man, he was like one of the highest ranking you think you can get. I was like, really? I don't know anything about it. Jerry, if you want to, you don't have to. He doesn't like bragging. He's one of those guys, which is great. Okay, so the next song, and that's the only reason I'm rushing is because I know you said you have somewhere to go, and I don't want you to get in trouble.
Well, we can run a little long. I don't have to.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll talk somewhere then. So the next song, Air Force. He was a CM Sergeant, whatever that.
Command Master Sergeant.
Okay.
So,
Air Force.
He was like basically like in the Navy we have a Command Master Chief. He was basically the highest ranking enlisted personnel in his command. Wow. So part of his might be armies or platoon. I was air wing in the Navy, so we were in a squadron. Whatever the Air Force, his part of the Air Force would have called it. The head of his.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I knew it was up there pretty high because my husband was like, man, way back when we met Jerry, we still haven't met in person. Hardly any of these people I met in person, which is so sad. But I feel like I've known them forever. Just like Deb, I've never actually seen her, and most of them, which is so cool that we're able to come together. Jerry said I was enlisted. I work for a living. Oh, I like it. Okay, so so the next song on the list is Texas Dance Halls. And I cheated again. I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch all of it. Tell us about this song.
So this song, I really enjoyed doing this song live because we make it a drinking game. And the way the game with the song works is every time you hear the name of or part of the name of a dance hall in Texas, you recognize, you take a drink. And if by the end of the song you finish your drink, then you win. And so this song kind of came about like, I grew up in all of these places without realizing that I was growing up in these places. To me, they were just old buildings that were where me and my brother would go and play music, and I'd chase the girls around or whatever, and they were just old buildings. And so it wasn't until while I was in college I was reading an article about all the heritage and all the history of all these different places that were around, and so. I was like, man, it'd be really cool to kind of tie these all together and into a song and, make it what it is. And so then Texas Dance Halls kind of fell onto the page. I was like, cool, let's put this on a record and shoot a video for it. So we drove around to all of the places that are in the song. We took a big, I don't remember how many miles it was now. I mean, this was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's probably about 1,000-mile road trip circling the state to go get footage of me standing in front of all these places, or some of them standing on the stage in these places and just kind of singing along. And it was kind of fortuitous that it worked out that we happened to have a show at Schrader Hall, so we got some footage. I think we were opening for Boland, and so we got some footage of that. We just all these different places all over everywhere, and then we were able to clip it into one long big music video that we have now, and it did really well for us. This was one of our first number one. It was our second number one in Texas radio. So
well, I can see why, because people recognize those dance halls, and besides the fact that it's just a great video and a great song, but if the lyrics are they're relatable too because of that. They're like, oh, I've been there. Wow. Just like when you hear I know Bo had a song where he was mentioning several of the towns, and we were like, man, that was one of our favorites. I can't remember the name of it, but because it mentioned so many of the towns. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So you know what? I want to ask you something, because like I said, my memory's bad. You don't have to tell me, but I really am curious. What is the name of the band that your dad was in? I wonder if
the Mesquite Grove Cowboys.
Mesquite Grove Cowboys. Well, because I wonder if he ever came to Corpus, to Beeville.
Oh, I'm sure they did. And I know they played High Chaparral down there in Rivera quite a bit. And they played several events there in Corpus too. They were sponsored by Miller Lite for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
They had a good little regional thing going. And you know, my dad was a full-time school teacher, ag science teacher, and so like he didn't
Nice.
have time to devote to being a
Yeah.
full-time musician. But it was just something that kind of worked out for him. And
Wow. I was just wondering because the radio show we do is at Dale 107.1. It's now Dale. And one of the DJs that's been a DJ for, well, not forever, but pretty close, Ruben, which goes by El Prieto. I wonder if he knows them because he knows all of the Tejano bands.
He
So I
might.
want to check.
Yeah, I think Danny Canales was in his band.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Oscar something. That
sounds like me. I don't know. Wow, that's so cool. I'm sorry to get off the topic, but I wanted to find out about that. So let's go ahead and play Texas Dance Halls. It's such a good song, y'all. I love it. It's got well, you'll see. I don't want to give it away. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here is Jack Nelson, Texas Dance Halls. And by the way, that's a cool title because they know exactly what they're going to get. You know what I'm saying? It's very clear. Here we go. Make sure I don't mess up again. Lord have mercy. Here we go.
Buster, I was feeling just a bit nutty when I lost my lug nuts last week. I called up my buddy Harry, nearly wound up in Bonita Creek. We fixed that broken spoke, got a little green in Greenhawk. I found my brother out in Albert, Texas, then we headed down to Lukenbach. Walked the floor at John T's country store, caught a show at Schrader Hall. Headed up north to Old Fort Worth, to Do-Si-Do at Billy Bob's. It's where country music's playing all night, two-stepping in the moonlight. It's in love you'll fall with those Texas dance halls. Yeah, I'm talking about Texas dance hall. Lord knows I love them, let's save them all. Well, I got to hang my hat up at the old Copeland Inn. I found me a Kendall Rose, I don't know if I'll ever see her again. And Blanco's got twin sisters just north of Van Altall. Almost 150 years makes them the oldest of them all. It's where country music's playing all night, two-stepping in the moonlight. It's in love with fall with those Texas dance halls. I'm talking about Texas dance halls. Lord knows I love them, let's save them all. Let me tell you about my hometown. There's the Jolly Fox and shenanigans. I can't wait to go home again. Back to those Texas dance halls. Lord knows I love them, let's save them all. Yeah, I'm talking about Texas dance halls.
I got us muted in case one of us has to sneeze or cough. Man, what a great video. I wish I had like a huge live audience. One of these days, Jack, one of these days, I tell you, I'm going to have me a live audience and we're going to be going crazy. Well, I just have to do it all by myself. Jack, that was excellent. Man.
Thank you. I can't help but laugh. I was such a baby during that.
Yeah, I know you look so much different. Man. Man.
We filmed that whole thing with an iPhone 5 color. It was
I believe it. Well, it looks good though. It really does.
Great. That's what I was thinking while I was watching it. I was like, man, this turned out really, really good.
It did. And the cool thing is you got to revisit all of those places to video that. I think that's cool. I mean, to me, that would be fun. Let's go back and feel all, Did you ever play in Schulenburg or oh my God, I went blank. LaGrange. Have you ever played over there?
No, I haven't. I'm right down the road from LaGrange, and usually the closest I play LaGrange is the Round Top Festival. I have to drive through LaGrange to get there for the antique thing, and then but I do pass by, and I haven't reached out to him yet. It's just it's on our to-do list over here. The Bugle Boy there in LaGrange has a great listening room that has some of my favorite people.
Really? I'm writing that down.
Yeah,
we lived there for a while.
I've seen all the stuff behind it, and it's definitely on my hit list.
Wow. Well, there's also every year in a Schulenburg, they have the Schulenburg Festival, and it's called the Texas Party. Man, I'm telling you, have you ever been to that?
I haven't. But we did the Kerrville Folklife Festival.
Okay.
Too. Like that was another big one that turned out really great for us there in those early days. Back in the time of that song.
Back when you were young. No, that hadn't been that long ago. Well, the reason I'm asking about Schulenburg Festival, you would be such a perfect fit for them, for real, because I was blown away. We used to live in Schulenburg we've lived there for about a year and a half, and the town is so tiny, but it gets all these college kids. And I'm talking, I don't even know what anyway, it goes from like 2,000 or 3,000 people to 50,000.
Oh, I believe it.
I'm not kidding, Jack. It was so crowded, you can't hardly breathe. The people, when the main act comes on, man, you would rock that. I'm telling you, it gets big. So you need to go over there and be the main act on their, for real, on their Saturday night.
But you tell them, I'll follow up.
No, I will. I really will, because you would, oh my God, I can't even imagine. Everybody would love you because you got that high energy. And you're right down the road, so it will be perfect. And it's nice. We've been there so many times. I loved it.
All the stuff in this area is hard to say no to.
Absolutely. Man, that was a great video. I liked it. I loved it, actually. Great job.
Thank you.
Man, you're very talented, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you man. See, it's weird, Jack. Depending on who I'm around, I pick up. And you're not even saying man. I think it's just the
vibes.
How old you are. I guess so. It's just like, hey, man. It's so stupid. Oh, my gosh. Okay, let's keep going, Jack. Not man. Sorry about that, sir. Sir. Okay. It's like I'm old friends with you. Jack, you're a man. You got to. Okay, so the next one is Honky Tonk Angel.
Honky Tonk Angel.
I like it. Tell me about it.
So, really interesting kind of backstory. So I told you earlier I was in a rock band in high school, and we had a song that we liked playing live a whole lot, and our fan base back then just absolutely loved, and it was called "Call on Me." And I was sitting down, and I was like, okay, I want to. Years later, I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this country thing, I need to figure out how to write country songs.
Yeah.
And I've always been a writer in different regards, but I've never specifically kind of targeted country in and of itself. And I was like, well, I'll just take that old song that I did with that rock band in high school, and I'm just going to rewrite it to kind of give it those same overarching themes and countrify the chord progressions a little bit and turn it into what it is. And then it all kind of fell together, and we got the song and got it recorded, and the recording quality came out on it so good for us at the time. And so I went to this was while I was still going to Sam Houston. I was actually in school for an animal science degree.
Oh, really?
I wasn't doing anything with music or production or media, any of that stuff. But I took the song to the Dan Rather building where the film department is, and I talked to the head of the film department there, and I was like, hey, I'd really like to make a music video. We're going to do a radio push with this song and put it out there. Would one of your classes happen to need a project for a grade or something like that? And we can, credit them.
So smart. Yeah.
Shout outs or whatever. And he was on board all about it. And so that's actually where I learned about storyboarding, was like, okay, before you do this, you need to make an entire storyboard, write out everything you're going to want. And like, here's basically kind of gave me a crash course in directing a video. And then they had acting directors from the, of the student body, the senior classes there, that would kind of take that spot and, kind of also help guide me if I was getting off course. So I had an assistant director who has already just been through 4 years of, film school. And we had an entire team. We had gaffers and a lighting crew. And
that was smart. That was a smart move, Jack.
Oh yeah, I learned a ton.
Jeez.
Man. We had I had a really good friend that was a senior in the theater department, so she brought the makeup girls out to do.
Oh my gosh!
They kind of helped, like, and then I was in a fraternity, so we got all of my fraternity brothers out, as well as some other fraternity brothers to come out to kind of fill the crowd out for the show.
Yeah.
Like we had a bunch of
and how cool that it gave them a hands-on experience in the real world. I think it's a win-win for all involved, I would think. Wow, that's such a good idea.
The gate with something extra on their portfolio that might be a little different. Like, here's this music video that we shot for this guy that we were going to school with that was doing country music at the time. And so they absolutely loved it. It was an awesome time. So like, we were able to put together this whole video, and it's super cool experience. Like, that's definitely where I learned a good portion of how to make videos the more correct way.
Well, you should get in touch with some of them and say they need to put it in their portfolio. We did this video for this guy that was doing country music, and now he just won the CMA of Texas. Oh,
yeah.
You know what? For real, because, hey, we did such a good job. Look, it got him this, because ultimately all your work is included in all of that stuff. So absolutely. I want to read these comments real quick. There's only 2 of them. So Deb said, what a great dance song. That was to the previous song. Love it. I said, me too. And Jerry Bradley said, too bad Gillies isn't still around. Love the song. Yeah, me too. I just don't want to skip any comments. I can't wait to hear this, see this video and hear this song. So I did not listen to any of this. I don't think I did. Maybe a tiny bit. I tried not to. It's hard. Okay, so let's get ready. Are you ready, Jack? We're going to play Honky Tonk Angel. Get ready for this, y'all. I know you are just so excited. I am too. Hold on. Calm down. He's just a person. Just kidding. I always say that, Jack. Anyway, it's silly. Here we go. Let me find it. Here we go. You got it.
Honky tonk angel, won't you help me out of here? My glass is on empty and I need a way out. I keep fighting these demons, they hold me against my will. sometime. It'd be nice to hear your voice on the other end of the line. Honky tonk angel, won't you take me by the hand, so I no longer have to be this old rambling man. Guitar. Playing the song so sad. Honky tonk angel, could you clear the air for me? The smoke is so thick in here that I can barely breathe. Honky tonk angel, won't you call on me sometime? It'd be nice to hear your voice on the other end of the line. Honky tonk angel, won't you take me by the hand, so I no longer have to be this old rambling man. I said, honky tonk angel, help me if you can.
Another great one. Yeah, man, that's excellent. I love that video. The way the girl, I like the way she got in between the two guys that were fighting, and that's exactly what happens. But she's so little compared to them. It's just, they just stop and they look at her like, that's exactly what guys do usually when that comes in. Wow, that was excellent. It was really excellent. I like it. It's more of a traditional country sound, but upbeat. It's awesome, man. Awesome, Jack. Man, you're so talented. I called you man again. Sir, you're so talented. It's such an honor to have you here, for real. I'm just so excited. So let's get to the next song because we're running out of time. I've got two more. Do you need to hurry?
No,
you have time for two more? Okay. I don't want you to get, because you have important things. You're a busy man. So the next one, and I picked this one, okay? There's two that I picked. So they're all good. Y'all, they're all good, okay? This one is called Cry for Mama. Now, Jack, I did not listen to this. Is this going to make us cry?
Probably.
Okay, y'all.
It's in the name.
He told us the truth. Now, is this something you want me to play? You think it'd be better to go to the other one?
Oh, no. I love Cry for Mama.
Okay.
It's a great.
Me too. So, Jerry said, don't mess with an angel. That's right. Don't mess with an angel. Yeah. So let's play this. You want to tell us a little bit about Cry for Mama first, or no?
Oh yeah, we can. So I actually wrote this with Jody Bartula. I was hanging out at his house, and it was before we even started talking about doing the record. We were just, doing some things, and those things musicians do. And I was picking on a guitar and said, "Hey, bud, you want to write a song?" And he said, "Sure. What do you want to write about?" And I was like, "Well, I've had this idea. Do you love your mom?" And he said, "I love the shit out of my mom." And I was like, cool. Here's what I had in mind. And so we ended up, sitting down and writing the song, Cry for Mama. And we, it was just something that was kind of sitting around. I wanted to write a waltz, and it's a 3/4 time song that we had put down. And then the making of the music video was super cool. So what I did was I actually filmed all of this out on some family land, and I wanted pictures of a bunch of my fans, of the guys. I reached out. I was like, hey fellas, comment a picture of you and your mom. I want to use it in this music video.
Oh, wow.
I got crickets. I got nothing. None of the guys sent any pictures or whatsoever. So I was like, hold on. Hey, all of you mamas, send me a picture of you and your baby boy so I can put it in. Oh, and just went through comments.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I was asking the wrong people.
You
Like,
were, because the guys, they're always like, oh, I'm too embarrassed or whatever.
or
That's
they
too
don't
much
have
of-
one. Like, we just, it's not something we keep readily
Yeah,
available.
well, that too, yeah.
Pictures of them and their boys, and that was the theme of the song was just kind of like, it's about being a mama's boy, and like we're all a couple of mama's boys, and we're not ashamed of it. And
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm excited to hear it. Get ready, y'all, because he said it's probably going to make us cry. I know it's going to make me cry because I lost my mom in 2017, so it feels like just yesterday. So, but let's focus, take a breath. Here we go. I can't wait to hear this. Ladies and gentlemen, here, anything else you want to add about it first, Jack?
Go ahead, let her rip.
Okay, this is, make sure I got the right name, Cry for Mama. Here we go.
His friends have never seen him cry. All the skin knees and fist fights, not a tear left his eye. But when it's just her, that's a whole different saga. 'Cause he'll cry for mama. She's the rock on the end of the phone, any day or night. She's the tattoo on his left arm, and why he tries to do right. No matter where he roams, he can always call home and cry to his mama. He thought that girl would be his one and only, that she left him behind and acted so coldly. He'd get mad and break glass, but he won't cry for that drama. But he'll cry to his mama. She's the rock on the end of the phone, any day or night. She's the tattoo on his left arm, and why he tries to do right. Yeah, no matter where he roams, he can always call home and cry to his mama. On the day they lay her in the grave, all he'll remember is all the love that she gave. He'll stand strong like a soldier, straight out of Sparta. But he'll cry for his mama. Yeah, he'll cry for mama. Now until the day that he dies, he'll look towards the sky. And there's a prayer in every tear that falls from his eyes. And he's all alone, the Lord's called her home, yet he still cries for mama. Yeah, he'll cry for mama.
Tell them to Mr. Grandmommy. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, Jack. Oh, that got to me. Of course it did. That is a beautiful song. Oh my.
My wife just chimed in from the other room. Sad.
What did she say? Sad? Yes, but tell her sad sells, honey. Sad sells. Yeah, you know, you got to have those sad songs in there too, man. Oh man, that is a good song. It really is.
That grave I'm sitting on there, that's actually my grandmother. My grandmother and my grandfather, instead of having a headstone, they wanted to have a bench as their headstone so that their family would have a place to sit while they're out there, and it's not all awkward. So that's my mom's mom, and then the recording at the end saying Jonathan is grandmommy, I'll talk to you later. That's my dad's mom. So
wow.
Both of them in it.
That's so cool that you have that, and you have that as a wonderful memory.
Yeah, it was an old voicemail, and I was like, I've got to save this somehow. So now it's
man, that's smart that you did that. You know, that's that one thing that I've noticed in life, and I got to read Jerry's comment too, is we don't take enough pictures, we don't take enough videos. At least we didn't. And you know, when they're gone, you're like, gosh, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have, you know, had that. But, you know, you still got those memories, man. That's beautiful. So Jerry said, great song. What a great tribute to Mama. And he said, Daddy teaches us how to do things. Mama teaches us how to do things right. Jerry, see, he's a poet. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. What a great song, Jack. Thank you. Thank you for writing that and sharing it with us.
Yeah, and I'm able to release that on Mother's Day.
Makes me want to share that with my son. He'd go, Mom, please don't do that. Like, okay. Okay, so we have one more song, Jack, and I picked this one too. I told you about this one. They're all so good. Man, if I had to pick, there's no way. I mean, it'd be impossible. But I heard this one, and it's called Lullaby. I thought, man, what an excellent song. I mean, it's just so unique and so classic. Tell us a little bit about this song.
I wish I had a video for this one, too. I haven't put it together yet, and may be able to soon. We'll see. Yeah. Lullaby, the signature guitar lick that you hear, the ding 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 ding. So I wrote that, or came up with that. I was sitting in the Navy hospital in Jacksonville, Florida, when my son was born, and he's laying up in the window, and I kind of came up with that little ditty, and I thought, oh, that would be a really cool little, you know, thing to maybe put with like a nursery rhyme or something. Yeah. And then, you know, never happened. Years went by. I wasn't really doing much writing at the time. And then about 8 years later, I met my wife, and I got to thinking about, you know, the life we'll lead together, or the life that my grandparents had together, and, you know, just kind of thinking about the future as a whole, and just that whole journey of, you know, what life is, and it just kind of, life is a lullaby, and then it just all fell onto the page. So it was a song that was inadvertently 8 years in the making, that just one day all clicked together and fell on the page, and it is what it is now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And isn't that true about songs? When they're meant to happen, they do. You know, it's just amazing. I've experienced that myself, and I never can understand. I'm like, I had this idea so long ago, and now all of a sudden it just wasn't time for it. So y'all, you're going to love this song. I know you will. Listen close to the lyrics. They're all your songs are so good. So this one, like you said, does not have a video. Give me a second. I'm going to go to another location because I ran out of storage in my. Okay, hold on. I got it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lullaby by Jack Nelson. Let me get it real quick. I never used the local video option. Let's see if I can not mess up. Just kidding. Okay, I got it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I did it.
If I could change the alphabet, I'd put you before I. And you know we would be a set in every nursery rhyme. I would be Jack, and you would be my Jill, and going
can hold my crown in case I tumble down again. I guess I would be the dish, 'cause you're my little spoon. And like the dog, we'd both laugh if the cow jumped over the moon. And hear the fiddle play as we'd run away. Diddle diddle, hey hey, yeah, hey hey hey. Starlight twinkle bright, won't you guide us home tonight? Now hush my baby, don't say a word. Listen to the ladybird, she sings for you and me and our itsy bitsy. No, my darling, don't make a peep. Close your eyes and count black sheep. Hear the bell dong deep while the rain is pouring, and hear the cock-a-doodle-doo of the cuckoo clock as you gently row your boat to the hickory dock. Yeah, you're dreaming merrily, so darling, don't you cry. Just rock-a-bye to our sweet lullaby. Mother, digging through your cupboard for fixings from the muffin man. You'll be the baker, I'll be your man. Like London Bridge, I fell for you, and how I'll be a little blue when you can't remember how to count to two. But you can count on me to always buckle your shoes. Now hush my baby, don't say a word. Listen to the ladybird, she sings for you and me and our itsy bitsy. No, my darling, don't make a peep. Close your eyes and count black sheep. Hear the bell dong ding while the rain is pouring, and hear the cock-a-doodle-doo of the cuckoo clock as you gently row your boat to the hickory dock. Yeah, you're dreaming merrily, so darling, don't you cry. Just rock-a-bye to our love's lullaby. Yeah, rock-a-bye, our whole life's a lullaby.
Golly, Jack. What an excellent song. Honestly.
I kind of like how the processing speed gave it like some of those tape delay effects. Like
yes.
It was pitching the stuff like, yeah, because it doesn't sound like that on the record. It just
really,
just kind of like put some wows in it.
I love the way it sounds. Yeah, it really sounds good. Jerry said vocals are amazing, really pulls the emotions out of the song. Man, yes. Excellent lyrics, man. I love the lyrics. I mean, I love the lyrics. I guess being a grandma, a mom, and all that, I'm just like, wow, and a wife and a mother. So you have a line in here, and I don't know why. I try to pick out lines that I think, wow, that's cool. I would have never, because I don't ever think of stuff like this.
Yeah, that one's full of them.
It really, oh my God, there's so many. I wrote one down. I have to write them down because I can't remember. You and me and our itsy bitsy.
Yeah.
That's so cool, Jack. Instead of saying our baby, our little one, that's itsy bitsy. That's clever. Like the itsy bitsy spider. Yes, I saw what you did. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, that is clever. Did you intend? I guess so.
Yeah, that was 1,000% intentional. And when it occurred to me, I was like, oh, I gotta do that.
So good. Yeah. And how you brought in all of
into a song about lullabies, and I was like, oh well, baby, duh.
Yes, and the way you incorporated so many of the nursery rhymes, most all of them, man. I mean, excellent. Gosh, it almost made me cry. I was thinking about my husband, because when you can no longer count to two
anymore. Yeah.
Oh man, that got to me because I was like,
my grandmother passed from dementia and Alzheimer's, and that was kind of a nod to that. Is because my grandfather, and us in our final days, we were taking care of her.
Yeah,
it's a very real thing. So
it's a horrible disease.
But it's just a testament to life. And one of the. While you're digging through your cupboard, when you're an old mother digging through your cupboard, Dixon's from the Muffin Man. You'll be the baker. I'll be your man, like Baker.
Jeez, man, did you come up with? Did it just literally fall on the paper like that?
Yeah, it was just like
man, that was definitely inspired. Somebody sent you that from somewhere for real because the way you it just fell together like a giant puzzle, but you didn't even have to put the pieces together. Just like bam.
Yeah,
I can just visualize it. I'm like, wow. You don't ever see anybody be able to write a song like that and include all of those references. I think that's some top tier songwriting there, man. The lyrics and everything about it.
Yeah, like you said, it's beyond me. It definitely it's a godsend for sure.
Yes. Well, I'm a big believer in that. We talked about stuff. We've talked about stuff like this a lot on the show, and there are so many songwriters that I've talked to, and that I myself being a lyricist more than anything. Sometimes I really do believe it. The lyrics just fall from your. They just write themselves. You're like, well, they say, I say I wrote that or you wrote that, but really you just were the pen. You were just holding the pen.
Yeah. You were the vessel through which they would.
Yeah.
The universe could charge through you. So
it's amazing.
Channeling the right ones.
Man, that's beautiful, Jack. You are such a talented man. I'm just so honored.
Well, that's your show's doing great. This has been a super awesome experience, and
thank you. Well, I hope and pray that first of all, I want you to come back when you get another single or release. Come back. I'm serious. Anytime you want. If you want to come to Beeville and get on the radio with me, just hang out and we can do a little live acoustic jam. Maybe that would be a blast. I love doing that. That's what I did with Ty and several other people. East of the Crow, a bunch of them. I know it's a little ways. You're in College Station, but maybe who knows? Maybe you'll be in the Corpus area. It's only an hour away.
Yeah, it happens from time to time that we're just get a one-off down there or something. So I'll be sure to follow, or I'll try to keep you in the loop. But for everybody else, I keep my schedule as up to date as I can at jacknelsonband.com. I'm good at posting my full band stuff, particularly whenever we're coming up. I know we got one coming up here March 6th at the Palace Theater in Bryan. I'll have my fiddle and my steel with me.
Oh, and nice. Man, I want to go see you live. All these people I have on my show are so talented. And, you are it's doable with you because you're not that far. You know what I mean? Right. Jerry said, really enjoyed the show tonight. We'll have to do a co-host thing soon. Yes, we will, Jerry.
Yeah, let's do it, Jerry.
So much fun together. Oh, my goodness. He's a great guy and a great co-host. Thank you, Jerry. I'm so glad you were here. I miss you, my friend. And Jack, for real, let me know. I'm serious. If you're going to be anywhere near Corpus or Beeville, if you can, I know you're busy. You're very busy, but just shoot me a message and say, hey, we're playing blah, blah. If it's close, I want to go. I want to go so bad. And I have not made it yet. I go to Corpus every other week to babysit, right? And Ty plays every other week in Port A. But I'm always babysitting my grandson. And my son always goes, I said, I want to go, but I still haven't been.
Oh man, just take whoever you're babysitting with you.
I know I should, but it's, at some of the place he plays, he's only 8. And I'm like,
Okay.
9. No, wait a minute. He's 9, but still, he's too young to go out to a place and I want to go so bad because my son, he goes a lot over to Vernon's and listens to him play. And I said, man, that used to be my hangout way back in the day when I was young. I said, I want to go over there and hang out and listen to him play because he's excellent and you're excellent. I want to go where you are. I want to go where you are. I want to hear you. And I want to get up on I want to introduce you. I was able to introduce Bo Walker and the East and the Crow, like at, I can't remember the big place down there by the, I never can remember the name of it. But anyway, the big place down there by the baseball field, Brewster Street Ice House.
Oh yeah, Brewster.
Yeah, that was cool. Because I love emceeing for people, introducing them and getting the vibe, getting people riled up, come on, let's get there, So if you ever need that, let me know. I doubt you probably already have all that, but
the spot's open March 6th if you want to come up and do it for that show.
Yeah, let me know where it is.
In Bryan at the Palace Theater.
Bryan, I'm from Waco originally, so I know where, at the Palace Theater, March 6th. It's probably going to be a day I have something to do, but you never know. I would love to do it. That would be so cool. Keep in touch with me for real if you can. And do me a favor, Jack. If you know of anyone you think would be a good fit on the show, just like I kind of asked Jeff Canada, send them my way. Tell them, hey, Carolyn's looking for artists. I'm booking for March right now. Actually, I'm into April now. So, send them my way. I know you know lots of people, and that'd be great. I would appreciate it.
Actually, so I'm going to be at a songwriter retreat next weekend, and I'll have not next weekend, but next month. And from there, I'll have a good ear on, who's got new stuff coming out and who's about to release. I mean, there's several really talented artists that are doing all kinds of wonderful things right now. So
that's so cool. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to do that too. I want to go to a songwriters retreat. I ran into someone that said he's on the board of something, and I was like, man, I need to start doing that. I need to get out of my I want to send you a song that I wrote, if it's okay.
Yeah,
it's a song I wrote for the veterans. Jerry knows it all too well. We'll talk about it, but it's called Carved in Stone. I want to send it to you and see what you think. Okay. I just see. You may be interested in picking it up. I don't know. I don't want to pressure you, but I think it's such a good. I'm so excited about this song. I've always loved it. So, Jerry, I like Jerry what he said back in the day when you dated clown shoes. It's a long story. Okay, Jack. I dated a guy who was a clown in Corpus. The car broke down. He was in his clown outfit. We were over there by the. It was a nightmare. So funny, so funny. I laughed so hard when Jerry will not let it go. Because he had those big shoes on.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
True story. It was back in the 90s. Yeah, back in the 90s, I think. Maybe, I don't know when it was exactly. My son was born in 91. Yeah. I need to write a song about the clown shoes, right, Jerry? Oh, my gosh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us tonight. Jack, thanks again. And keep in mind and send me anybody you can think of, okay?
Will do. Yes, ma'am. Thank you again so much for having me.
You're so welcome. God bless you. And ladies and gentlemen, remember one more thing. If you're going through a hard time, I always try to add this. Please hold on because you really do matter. You really do matter. So hold on. It'll get better. It really will get better. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in to Carolyn's Corner, and we will see you hopefully next week. God bless you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye, Jack.